Josh, Steve already. Just the mood of the team coming back after that game, and just what have the coaches said to you in terms of moving forward, putting that game in the past?
It's very positive. Obviously, losing a game like that's a tough loss, as we all know. But the team's still positive. The team still understands. Snap and clear mentality. We have to get ready to go for this week. Arkansas is not really going to be worried about how we played last week. They're going to come in trying to win, so we have to get ready for the challenge coming out this week.
Go ahead, Jimmy, or Patrick. Sorry.
Josh, when you went back and watched the last drive, why do you think you guys were only able to get, I think, 4 plays off in the last minute 21? Was it just slow communication? Was it a lack of urgency? What do you think the reason was for that?
I think, there were a little confusion at times of whether the clock was stopped or not, so that just all goes into awareness. But I think they were able to move the ball into opposing territory and put ourselves in a position to win the game. So obviously it didn't turn out how we wanted to, but we gave our chance to win.
Josh, on the series before that, you're backed up on the 15, it's 3rd and long. What was the play there? Because you kind of rolled to the right and fell down. Was that a screen pass? What was the play on that 3rd down call?
It was just a quarterback, speed sweep to the right, but Corey did a great job of filling up all the gaps and holes, so it kind of wasn't much anywhere to go. So the key was to stay in bounds, to keep the clock running at that time point rather than getting shoved out of bounds.
Josh, did you go into Saturday thinking you could run that much, as much as you did?
My goal was to go in and do whatever it took to win. So obviously we were effective on the ground on Saturday, which is showed we were moving the ball a lot at times. So we were able to have a productive day on the ground.
Late last season when you took over, you did a really good job of getting the ball to the wideouts. So far this year, there haven't been a lot of catches by wideouts. Why do you think that's been the case? What's been the difference this year versus kind of late last season?
I think, it all depends on the play. Different play designs, different progressions, at different times you have to move on in the progression, whether you're hot based on protection or whatever the play is telling you to do. So it all depends on the play, and it's, it's a constant progress, and it just depends on what the game plan is for that week.
Josh, over here in the back, that being said, with the new offensive coordinator now 4 games in, obviously you had your best statistical output. Are you feeling more confident in this offense, or maybe more confident than you have felt in the previous weeks?
I think, I always feel confident on this offense, honestly, in the game plan that we have. So it all just comes down to execution. So we have productive, we have a productive day. Obviously, we have the outcome we wanted. So it's just constantly growing every week. The game plan changes, and every week there's something different that we have to be able to execute at.
Josh, how much freedom do you have to audible, and are you audibling more or less this year than last year?
I think, you guys have asked that question in the past, and it's the same thing. It all depends on the game plan, the defense we're seeing, and the scheme. So based on the looks, you audible to put yourself in the best play possible. So it all depends on what we're getting from a defense based on if we're going to check or not.
Josh, you guys obviously practiced some 4-minute offenses quite a bit during the preseason and during the spring. In the Oklahoma game, in this game, you guys weren't able to pick up a first down, went 3-and-out twice. Why do you think that's been the case, and how do you guys kind of improve in that area?
I think it all comes down to execution. Obviously we weren't able to pick up a first down when needed, but at the end of the day, we were able to put ourselves in a stand position to win the ball game. So we moved the ball productively on the 1-minute drill, which was good to see. Obviously we would like to have a first down in that situation, a 4-minute drill.
Josh, how confident are you in your passing game right now, especially over 15 yards? And if you're very confident as a player, why does it seem like you guys don't throw a lot of deep balls downfield?
As you said, I'm confident. I think you guys know that. I'm just the person I am. So it all depends on the game plan, the plays that are being called, and the defense we're getting, and the protections that go with the fronts that we're getting. So the pass game is an 11-man process. So it's everyone being on the same page, all 11 hats, receivers, running backs, O-line, and me. So obviously it starts with me, the rest is throughout the rest of the position group. So it's a constant work in progress.
Steve? You haven't had Pick for a couple of games so far. You haven't had Kroom all year. Those were 2 of your more reliable guys late last season. How much of an impact has that had, not having those guys around?
Well, we have playmakers across the field. Obviously, Pick and Kroom are 2 of our playmakers on our team. We like to feel like, but we have other playmakers that will step up and make plays when they can't be out there.
Josh, you talked about the passing game coming from, what you're seeing, what kind of looks you're getting, stuff like that. I guess what kind of looks was Florida giving you that made it tough to throw downfield? You threw to, I think, hit 2 wide receivers in that game. What was it that Florida did that, changed your game plan and formed it that way?
I think Florida, obviously, they've been known for their secondary, so they were just playing man coverage, manning up. But when the plays were out there, we were able to convert. I mean, we get a big 3rd and 12 conversion on the 18-play drive that we had to put us in position to score a touchdown, and we completed the ball downfield on the 1-minute drill. So we still put ourselves in position to win the game, and we just didn't get the outcome we wanted.
Josh, in the first half, you guys had seemed like a really good game plan, and you go into the second half. How much does the game plan change, or what changes from the first to the second half?
The only thing that changes is different adjustments based on the looks we're seeing. So obviously, we still have the same play call, still have the same play sheets from the first half to the second half, and obviously you have to change up some things, and we can't do the same thing we did in the first half. Obviously, they have a good defense, good defensive staff, and they're going to make changes. So we have to be able to adjust on the fly as well.
Couple more